Well, Paul, do you know what I've been looking forward to?
Oh, yo, here we go. Boom, boom, right out the gate. Successful intro. I'll just let Eli do this again. And places, everybody. 1, 2, 3, and action.
Do you know what I've been looking forward to all week, Paul, since last week?
Is it getting that sentence right?
It is this, the joy of this cold open, the warmth, the playful warmth and atmosphere of creative vive la life.
And that's this week's cold open out the way, I guess.
Oh, fuck you.
Is that really what you planned?
I had nothing planned.
You said to me,
I have a story I'd like to tell about my trip, and you said do it after the fucking cold open.
All right, well then
so
we'll
this is the cold open, and it's an absolute shambles.
And
a living shambles.
Whose fault's that then?
Mine. It's mine. Because I was pissed up 2 days. It's 3 days.
You fucking...
I feel like shit, man.
You disgusting little bloblet. I'm tired of you. I'm not. I love you. I miss you. When you're not around, I'm thinking, where's Eli?
I know, Paul.
What's he doing?
I know, but
when
I'm
you go
sorry.
away, when you go away to see your other friends in different parts of the country, I get jealous, Eli. I want to know why you don't want to hang out with me.
I do.
It's
I hang out with you a lot.
Paul, I only want to see you on a Monday. Fuck that.
That's not true.
That's
we
not
often
even
have
true.
another date.
Just a professional friendship for the sake of this podcast. I don't need you. These are the words and I can't leave you. I can't pull myself away from your gravity, Eli. Your gravity. You pull me in.
Do you know where the most dense part of me is?
Yeah, I do.
Which is what?
It is.
It's my nuts. It's my nuts.
It's your perineum. There is a black hole where your perineum is. A dense void, taking all in, absorbing all, bending time, space around your nuts.
Wasn't that a song by Muse, Black Hole Perineum?
Yeah, Black Hole. It was a good hit, that one. Yeah.
How did it go?
A bow, wow, ba bow, wow, bow, ba wow, ba bow, wow, bow, wow, ba bow, wow, bow, ba wow, ba bow, wow.
This is Muse, that band Muse, yeah?
Yeah, and you know what's great? I found that amusing. It's not, though.
No, just press the button then.
All
Fine.
right. No, you can't say that now, because now it says it in the credits.
I feel sweaty. I feel sweaty and unclean.
Oh, mate, we had a good out there when we both laughed at my amusing gag, which was
wasn't
amusing
funny.
in itself. How dare you?
I laugh because it's like, that kind of laugh. You know? Really close to, like, weeping. Like that.
Shall I now go to the credits? Is that where you want to end with
Just let me get another one of those in.
Go on. No, dear. I don't know why, but I have a huge big chub on now as well.
You always get a chub on. You always get a chub on, mate.
Always with the chub.
Press the fucking credits.
Paul Gannon, Eli Silverman.
Welcome to CheapShow. Sources and words and phrases. 2 things I'm responsible for.
Chodney Borough. I hate you, your fucking usual posse.
CheapShow time.
It's the price of shite. Welcome to Cheap Show. Hello everybody, it's Cheap Show time. My name is Paul. Yes, that's mine, but what's his name? I'll let you guess. It's Eli J. Silverman, the top of the best.
I won't put my name to something
You should.
that is so poor.
That'll be remixed
It
by
didn't even make
Noiseland
sense.
tomorrow.
I'll let you said, what's his name? I'll let you guess. And then you said my name.
Yeah.
You didn't let anyone guess.
No.
It doesn't make sense,
It was
Paul.
rhetorical. Music can be rhetorical.
Let me try a version.
All right, go on.
Hey, everybody, it's Cheap Show time. It's that little old show that's always fun. I'm Eli Silverman. Who's that over there? I won't let you guess, because I'll tell you in your ear. It's Paul Gannon.
You say you didn't get that in because now it doesn't scan. You let the Paul Gannon drop
It was
off.
better than yours.
If not, I'll do it again. Hey, everybody, it's Cheap Show time. It's the time of the week where it's yours and mine.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Paul Gannon. That's Silverman. Eli J, what you say? Come on and come right in.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
It was okay.
See you next week on CheapShow, everyone. That's enough. We've peaked.
Oh, what do we have coming up on the show, Paul?
Oh, well, it's a big Winkie update episode this week. And at the end, a bit of platter for you. We'll get there when we get there.
A little bit of platter, but I was in Bristol, Paul.
This is where I'm just going to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to sit back now because it's Eli's story time, one of his travel adventures. Let's see where Eli got to this week.
I was in Bristol, Paul.
Boo.
Don't fucking do this to me, right? I just wanted... It's not a travel log. I just wanted to mention something that annoyed me. Which is what I do. It's the thing, you know?
I hate woke comedy.
It isn't woke.
Go on, Bristol.
I went to Bristol to see my friend, the director, Ben Steiner, and also I really wanted to see this spot in Bristol.
Oh, dear.
Which is called Cumberland Basin.
I'll give you a Cumberland Basin.
Oh, will you?
A Cumberland Basin.
A Cumberland Basin.
No, wait. A Cumberland Paston.
Oh, give my Cumberland a pasting.
Yeah. But so there you were. You're at the Cumberland Pasting.
Which is a spot.
It is. Big, gushy, wet one. Opaque.
I'm glad you're enjoying this because honestly,
this is the best story. Right? We'll see you next
week. I feel like literally no one else is enjoying it. I don't.
Come on!
No, I won't. Come on.
It's an excellent gag.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's my
It's
best.
not. It barely is a gag.
It's my best.
You'll just replace the syllables of a word with knob and spunk words. We can all do that.
It's great, isn't it?
Well, I could just sit here for an hour and go, come, spunk.
It's so good.
Come over here and, spunk to me.
Jazz teeth.
Jazz
when you get cum in your mouth.
Oh,
he's got jazz teeth.
No. I think, Paul...
I am on fire.
No, I think we do need to apologise to everyone and say, we are quite tired and emotional today. I just wanted to say something about... I just wanted to mention the Cumberland Basin, Paul.
This episode is a cry for help. If you're concerned by what you're hearing, please reach out.
That's a joke you've literally been doing for your whole comedy.
Yeah, it's good. It's accurate.
That is a joke that has been with us since before we started doing this show.
Help us.
Stop. Hammer time.
I was going to say, in the name of love.
In the name of love.
In the name of love.
So I got the coach down. Cumberland Basin, by the way, just briefly, is 2 flyovers, and they did some civic planning and put a playground in the 70s when they built these flyovers. Yeah. But it got into disrepair very quickly, and now it is a lovely sort of mix of they put a little skate park in there, and it's very sort of derelict in places. 2 words: vernacular brutalism, faded vernacular brutalism, and it's great. There's this sort of psychogeographic sort of YouTuber I follow about Bristol. It's called Pedestrian Diversion.
The coach stuff.
Who made me aware of this spot, and we've got a lovely spot. So I went to see that, Paul, but I got the coach down to Bristol because the coach was 20 quid,
right?
But the train is 70 or more.
Yeah, it's absolute disgusting.
That's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Terrible. And I really don't like coaches. I've had bad things with coaches.
Yeah.
I would prefer not to get the coach.
Understandable.
But 50 quid more, you know?
You may as well just take the hit, bite the bullet.
Anyway, so I got a coach ticket in advance.
Yeah.
Came to 20 quid, and I thought, I want to be by the window. I really don't want to...
return?
Yeah.
Yeah, and did you buy an extra couple of quid to get a chosen seat?
I reserved, yeah.
Yes.
I reserved for 2 quid more. And I thought,
may as well.
Look at me, Mr. Big Potatoes,
Mr.
bourgeoisie.
Flying high. Business class.
Because, yeah. Because it's so cheap, it's only another 2 quid.
Yeah, may as well.
I'll tell you one thing, they do not honour the fact that you've reserved a seat. You have to fight for your reserved seat.
Do you?
Nail. Yeah.
Why?
The driver doesn't give a shit, man.
Maybe you're one then, because every time I've done it, I've had there you go, make your seats there. You know what I mean? And they had a little
they
ticket
weren't
on.
like this, but this was National Express.
Yeah, I had National Express. I'm just saying yours experience is seemingly very different from mine, but go on.
I had a bad experience in terms of the reserve thing. Anyhow.
So someone was sitting in your seat and you had to go,
yeah, on the way down, someone was sitting in my seat, yeah.
And you had to go, sorry, mate, I've reserved this one.
Yeah.
And they said what?
They were fine with it. It was 2 young ladies. They just got up and went to another seat. That was fine. And they were, the driver was of no help. The driver just pointed and said, it's that one there, and expected me to go and move. Do you know what I mean? Okay. That's not a great service.
Fine. No.
Anyhow, but on the way down to Bristol, I got my reserve seat because I asked them to move. And
established.
It was all lovely, nice, quiet
Yeah,
calm.
lovely.
You know, they have to breathe into the breathalyzer to start the engine now.
What, the drivers?
Yeah.
I've
Saw her
never
doing
seen.
it.
Maybe that was just for that one fucking driver. Brian, you can have your job back, but you've just got to blow into this pipe, otherwise the truck won't start.
No, it was literally one of those devices.
Yeah.
I could hear it beeping, and it's like it unlocks something. So once you're clear, you can start the
That's
coach.
very true. I mean, that's one of those things where it's like...
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
It's
That could save your fucking life.
No,
just
it
like
is.
that.
But fundamentally, the issue is you shouldn't need to have one of those in a coach
it's the
anyway.
The coach industry.
So there's been
man.
enough cases of that happening for them to allegedly warrant doing this.
Well, you think about it. Think about the insurance and like how when coaches they very rarely crash, but there's lots of death when they do. It's horrible. Anyhow,
yeah.
that was the side point. But on the way down, it was very comfy seat, great. It wasn't too busy.
No.
And I thought, oh, it's okay. Coaching. On the way back,
Oh, dear.
it was at 8 at night I got on the way back. That was on Saturday afternoon I got that first coach.
From Bristol. So
to Bristol at 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so
Victoria.
coming back, though, was a nighttime one.
Yes, at 8.
Right.
The bus departed Bristol at 8.
Right.
No safety announcement. I go up to him, he goes, yeah, can you get into that coach for me? And the coach is already really packed. There's a woman sitting in my reserved seat.
Right.
And it's like late at night and everyone's got this kind of vibe, and I'm just like, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to find another seat. I'm not going to do this whole rigmarole with her.
Whatever.
Because I couldn't be bothered. So I ended up with the one just in
Fucking
front of the
move.
toilet,
Oh,
but the
dear.
window. It was fine in the end.
Okay.
And then I sit down, and there was no announcement, safety, anything. It left.
Shot off.
What they do is they try and fill the previous bus, or they do all this shenanigans. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
is like, this is not. I didn't get my service that I paid for anyway.
Or you could argue for 20 quid, maybe
Bus
you
sets
did.
off. I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. I can just look out the window, maybe get some sleep, and I can hear it sounds like someone's playing music on their phone. Someone,
yeah.
Okay, and I'm like, oh no, they can't be.
Yeah.
And then it is. And I'm like, that's fucking annoying, but I just don't want to get up and go, who's playing music? Or, because I didn't know who it was, basically.
Can we wrap this story up, old man?
And it was that
Fucking Eli?
terrible, one terrible hit from the last 15 years after another. Like that one, Slap That. Remember by Soulja Boy?
I don't give
Slap That. Yeah, yeah,
all that,
slap
then.
that. You remember that one?
Yeah, but I
Slap
would have just
that.
been like, tell the driver to turn that fucking music off.
Look, I was just really annoyed.
I was once bollocked on a coach because my headphones were too loud. I got this passive-aggressive mention from the coach driver about, think of other people, blah, 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 blah. I was like, but there's a cunt playing a fucking load of shitty music out of his phone.
Were they really? There was someone playing out their phone?
No, I'm saying in your instance.
Listen to the end of the story, okay,
No,
Paul?
I won't.
Paul, please.
All right.
Okay, so I'm there the whole time, and it's like every time a song ends, I think, oh, there's a moment just before the next one comes in where I think, perhaps they've stopped, perhaps they've seen sense.
Yeah.
This rude fucking person. And I'm sitting there thinking, God, they should fucking put them in jail for doing this shit. I hate it so much, the noise pollution.
It's so selfish and
It's
ignorant.
so
and rude.
selfish and horrible and awful.
And it's like the thing, and everyone's going to like my taste of music, and step up if you don't.
It really gets to me, and it seems like a battle that we have lost.
Yeah,
the ones
because you
on our
can't
side.
stop it. There's fucking everyone on their bus just listening out loud to their TikToks. They're fucking 5 to 10 seconds of noise.
Also, why do people have to shout when they're having a conversation?
Mate, it's just the whole... We're old, and people our age don't know how to respect technology.
Anyhow, so I'm listening because of what I guess who I am. I'm very
this fucking stories.
I'm
doing my head in
very,
now.
I always try and guess what the song is, or I'm involved.
Yeah.
I can't help but listen to music
You
when
become
it's playing.
Mr. Shazam.
Just because of who I am, I can't ignore it. I find it hard to ignore
Do
music.
you don't have headphones yourself to listen to your
I
own
didn't
stuff?
because I haven't got an adapter thing. I need to get some Bluetooth.
Get some
anyway,
Bluetooth.
and I was like, why didn't I fucking get some headphones for this trip? But I know now.
Anyway.
Anyhow, so the whole time the music's going, and it's just like, it's a 3-hour thing, and I'm just like, this is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So I play some Switch and stuff, and I distract myself.
Right.
And it was annoying me. The best song that came on was like this Dirty Rascal
this
thing.
fucking story.
And then... Stop doing that. People want to hear me talk.
Yeah, but it's going on now. We're past 10 minutes.
Anyway.
Has this got a good ending?
Yes. So
Right.
It's coming right now.
Good.
Toot toot. So, don't look at me like that. I'm not going to finish if you look at me like that.
Oh, yeah, I've heard you say that before.
Thank you. Now, so we get in to Victoria, the music's still going, and I'm really seething because it's just like, that would have been nice, that journey, but now I'm sort of annoyed.
Yeah, wound up.
And so I'm looking at all these people because I haven't been able to see who it's been. I'm looking at all these people as they get off, and I'm like, was it him? Like, who's it?
That cunt.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Who is it? Who
was it?
And then I'm literally the last off because I'm sort of like trying to look, and everyone's off the bus, and the music's still going, and I realised It's the fucking speaker on the intercom on the whole bus. The driver is just playing music through the intercom.
What a fucking cunt.
Do you know what I mean?
What a cunt.
National Express, fuck you. That was terrible service. And no one said anything, you know?
Yeah, that's the other problem, isn't it? No one says anything.
But I couldn't even conceive that would be it, that it would be playing over the intercom.
In
Paul,
10 minutes, Eli.
throughout the whole coach.
In 10 minutes, Eli, you have literally transformed this podcast into Grumpy Old Men Complain.
But honestly,
any youthful edge to
don't
appeal
you
to
think
the
that's
younger
annoying?
audiences is gone.
Don't you think that's annoying and surprising that it was on the actual tannoy in the bus?
As someone who, respects the youth of today, I'm going to say no. It's quite good that we have.
Why
this.
was it good?
It's
not
just
good.
is, isn't
not
it?
the youth
Everyone-
don't have nothing to do with it.
It's just I don't want to be seen with you like an old man. I've got vitality. I'm still edgy. I still got it. Still got it. Still got it. Still got it.
You
Still
do,
got it.
Paul. You still got it, mate.
Still got it.
No, you do, Gil. You do still got it. You do still got it.
I do. Right.
Thanks for listening, though, Paul, and appreciating that.
Right, we're all talking about Winkie now. Shut up. Winkie time. Eli, we thought we'd seen it all. We'd heard it all when it comes to Winkie.
We didn't think that.
I thought that.
You didn't.
I did.
No, you.
Shut
you
up!
specifically.
Shut up, you stupid little Phil Collins-looking prick.
Phil Collins looking.
Yeah, you look
for
like
it.
Phil Collins today.
That's good. Thanks, mate.
Do-doosh. Look, you've ruined it. Listen,
I'm not ruining it. Don't use fucking terrible words to explain what you mean. You always go, what shall I say? Instead of looking for the actual words that would explain
All I was
it.
trying to do was build up a picture.
I know, but it was a false thing.
Yeah,
and
but that was the point I was going to make. I was wrong thinking that.
But you didn't think
you
that.
You interrupted me before I got to the part.
Because you were going down a path of shit.
No. You interrupt like you always do when you think
Paul,
you know where things are going.
Let me reformulate. I do know where it's going, Paul. Let me just reformulate.
Already a minute's wasted now because you can't just fucking give me 30
I'll
seconds to do
reformulate
an
what you said.
No,
and
I
we can
don't
go
want
again.
you to. I want you out. Get out.
I'm not going anywhere.
Get out.
Whether you like it or not, I'm here
out.
on this Winkie journey with you, Paul.
You said that before as well.
Now,
Yeah.
it wasn't that we thought we'd exhausted the supply of Winkie stuff. You used to say to me, wow, I know there's stuff, there's info out there waiting to be found. And now, ladies and gentlemen, some of that undiscovered Winkie stuff has been found. Paul, over to you.
So, in a nutshell, like everything with this story...
Why is it in a nutshell? Sorry, go ahead.
The next time you interrupt me like that for a pointless correction, I will punch you so hard in the gooch, you'll be using it as your Adam's apple.
I'll be using me gooch as me Adam's apple.
Clap. Clap.
Using your gooch as your Adam's apple.
Oh.
Weeping,
Very
weeping.
musical episode. Moving on. So, as ever, with Winkie, it seems like our major supplier of information has always been Ivenne. Ivenne has this godlike ability to kind of find that stuff out there and throw it our way. In the background of the past few months, Ivenne's been sending me articles, other newspaper clippings with other names of people who are on that billboard, names I'm looking into. When we go to LA, we're going to have a chat about Winkie while we're out there as well. We've also got what we've got here today. Two major pieces that I thought we'd bash together. The second one of which, very interesting. What do you want to say?
Two major pieces that we bash together. I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, true. Yeah, fair play.
Bash my major piece. No, Paul.
Your forearm.
I wanted to say, perhaps there are people who are listening who aren't aware of the Winkie thing. So when you say the billboard, that might be confusing. Why don't you just recap what the billboard was?
If you don't know what we're talking about, go to episode 181. It's called Winkie the Untold Story, and it's the history, up until then, whenever it was, like 3-4 years ago, of what we knew about Winkie. A toy badge that led to a really, really weird marketing campaign, a kind of stunt type thing to win a prize.
Which was basically stay on a billboard in LA for as long as possible.
Last person standing wins.
Survival competition.
The whole story is convoluted and weird and slightly contradictory at times, but 181 does our best to cover it all. However, since then, we've had other bits, like other names that have come up from people who are on the billboard that we didn't know before. A few other little clips and things. However, so this first one I want to get out of the way so we can get to the meaty second one.
This is a bit minor, yes.
This is kind of minor, but it's also interesting. So, on Twitter, and I can't remember who this was right now, so I do apologise, someone pointed out, and then Ivenne quickly pointed out, that there was an eBay auction. And this eBay auction was something to do with Winkie. And I clicked on it, and it was interesting, but it wasn't as if it was like, oh, quick. It was an auction for some photographs and a charity newsletter. which talks about Winkie. The backstory to this is I reached out to the person on eBay and I said, can you tell us a little bit more? For various reasons, we're doing a podcast and we've copied the Winkie before. I'd just be fascinated. Can you send me like a photocopy of the stuff? We don't need the physical things. The lady got back to me and said, you can have them if you want them. And I said, no, make your money. It's your auction, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so this is the person who was auctioning
Yes.
that you're in contact now
Yes,
with.
on eBay.
And what was the sort of buying price that they had it up for?
Well, it was like $30 or something, not including delivery, which is also a bit more costly on eBay these days because of...
if it's in the States, it's incredible.
It
Incredibly
can be almost
costly.
as
Do you know what the
costly
reason?
as the thing? Yeah, well...
Brexit.
Yeah. Everything shit in this country ends with a sentence because of Brexit. So, I said to them, no, sell it, make your money, that's fine. I would just like some photocopies. Then she gets back to me and says, oh, actually, someone's just bought it. And I was like, oh, well, fair enough. Send me the photocopy. So she did, and she said, she was happy to. It was then I found out Ivenne had bought it.
Ivenne was the mystery buyer.
And I reached out to Ivenne and said, we were that far from getting it for free. So
Never mind.
I paid Ivenne back.
Oh,
and
so
all.
you've actually covered it.
Yeah.
Cheap Show covers it.
So Ivenne sent this on, and what it is a little photo lab sleeve with some photographs in.
That's a lovely old sleeve, isn't it?
Yes, and I'll let you
It's
describe
the type
those
of sleeve you'd get in
a minute. Yeah.
in a Snappy Snaps or something of that ilk, isn't it?
Before you get to those pictures, just describe what you're seeing, because it's only tangentially
So it's a
Winkie-based.
photo lab in blue and red on a white envelope. Prints and negatives, it says.
Yeah,
So
leave it for a sec. I just want to get to this. It came with this. It came with a printout from February 1988, and it's from the San Francisco International Toy Museum at the Cannery, San Francisco. And it's what you think it is. It's a place that is a toy museum, and it also raises a lot of money for charity. This newsletter went out to all the people who are patrons of the charity, of the toy museum, and they would get an update of what's been going on.
Yeah.
The first part of this newsletter is what concerns us. It says, Dr. Winkie of Club DV8 not only has his wedding to Estefania later this month on his mind, he's also generous and willing to help children. He just donated 103,824 Winkies, his ingenious computer chip toy, to the new San Francisco International Toy Museum to help them out, and the Child Abuse Prevention Society, and help them raise much needed funds. He also donated to the museum a 12-foot pewter knight being called A Tribute to Stevan, the Game of Chess.
Cool. There's no photo of that, though,
There is no photo of the
pewter knight.
the 12-foot pewter knight, which sounds like a Wizard of Oz character.
That sounds like something he had in his mansion and was like, get rid of the fucking knight. We'll give it to this...
Yeah, it's also 88, a good, generous
That's what I
3
was gonna
years
ask you.
later, right? And he
Yes.
goes, I've got 100
Do you know when the actual toy was launched in the States?
84.
The Winkie toy. Okay, so yeah, it's 4 years later. So would it be right in sort of thinking, essentially, Winkie has failed as a product?
Yes.
So he's got...
A storage cupboard with 100,000 Winkies that he went, I'm not selling these, so I'm going to flog them.
He
to
didn't
a
flog 'em.
No, I'm going to give them to a charity.
Yeah.
And what the charity did was when they had like yard sales or whatever, fundraisers, they would sell these badges for like nothing. And that's what the photographs are. You can see a table of someone.
Start looking at these photos. So
There's no Winkie in it. There's no Dr. Winkie in there, I don't think.
No.
It's just a bunch of pictures of a charity fundraiser.
this first one has a woman in a green suit. What do you call a suit with a two-piece...
Pantsuit.
No, it's a skirt. She's wearing a skirt, a long skirt.
She's wearing... This is way too much
but
detail.
they match.
A woman dressed in green, you could just say.
A woman dressed in green, and standing in front of two video monitors in what looks like a sort of university classroom of some sort.
Yeah.
With a lot of people who look quite old and white sitting around on fold-up chairs looking at her.
Sounds great.
I don't know who that is. We don't know what that is.
There's no context for these
It's
photographs.
probably toy museum based, though.
Someone
Very
giving a
80s
talk
looking.
about, I don't know, stickle bricks.
And this next one has much more of a sort of conference look with desks out in a very large room. Look, it looks like a car park or something.
Does, doesn't it?
The way those
Conference
lights,
centre,
fluorescent
maybe.
lights seem to be stretching into the, infinity
Hey,
there.
maybe that's exactly what it is. It was like a kind of car boot sale in an underground
Yes.
thing. I don't know, maybe.
It has a real car park look. Almost a Blade Runner-y look.
Yeah.
It's quite a cool photo.
I mean,
and it has this guy with his back to us sitting and attending one of the desks who has a Toy Museum T-shirt
Yeah.
on. And he looks quite hippie-ish. He's got a bandana.
Yeah.
Looks very LA. Oh, not LA, California.
Yeah.
And there's a woman with an Apple T-shirt. Did you notice that?
I did notice that as well. We will we will put these pictures up on our website. I'll take pictures of the pictures, which won't be great, but they'll do.
So Apple was just forming then, wasn't it?
80.
Oh, it was already big? Already
88. Yeah, well, people had their Apple computers at home at that point. Yeah, Macintoshes and stuff.
And the next photo's in the same sort of car parky space that's been dressed for this occasion. Again, no Winkies.
There's a
Hard
sign
to
on the
make
table
out.
which I think says Winkie $5 or something.
You can buy them by the box. They're really trying to wholesale the fuckers
Really
out
are.
there.
But then I wonder if someone bought these at that thing, put it in storage, and then they're the ones that ended up on eBay. I'd like to think that whatever's on that table ended up on eBay, which
Yeah.
is now in my house.
Could be. You don't know the
Perfectly.
journey of these individual badges. But you know what I find from this story surprising is that there's not more Winkies in the world, or just
Well, as we're going to find out
in
in the
charity shops.
as we'll find out in the next segments, they were meant to be sold in Europe. And that, I mean, we don't know what happened there.
They didn't come to Europe.
They did.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Because
They
were
did,
in
because the French...
Currys
some guy
or whatever.
some guy in France, didn't he? Bought a load, and that's how the song got made.
crazy.
But we think we found the missing link between LA and France with the next segment.
Okay, well, I'll quickly finish this bit then, Paul, because that is exciting. The next photo is a
Also
smaller
heard that
format,
before as well. I've heard that before.
which has a middle-aged man flanked on either side by middle-aged women. They're all white.
Don't know who those are.
They all have jeans on, apart from the lady on the right has a waistcoat and chinos,
Yes.
white chinos.
It's very much an 80s
It's
photograph.
extremely 80s. That's it, mate.
That's it. It's interesting, isn't it? It's a little bit more of the story where we now know that at some point in 88, Dr. Winkie was like, I need to fucking shift these. Let's make it an altruistic gesture.
Yes. And the pewter knight sounds like another one of those items, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He probably, I can imagine him having the pewter knight sort of on the landing in his McMansion thing, you know? And it's like up there and he's sick of looking at the fucking knight.
Oh, you know what? I need to correct myself because I said it was called A Tribute to Stevan, but it's not. The way the letters formatted, it's weird. So it should be called A Tribute to the Game of Chess, which makes more sense. If it's so maybe it's a giant chess piece night.
Of course, yeah.
As opposed to a spooky kind of haunted mansion-esque night.
Yeah,
thing.
which is what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
But pewter,
A big
12 foot,
12-inch.
that's a big hunk of metal,
It is.
isn't it?
That is a murder weapon in a Murder, She Wrote episode waiting to happen.
Yes.
And at the end, Jessica Fletcher catches the mirror and goes, checkmate!
Wouldn't it
and
be-
then it freezes when everyone laughing.
Wouldn't it be great if Dr. Winkie had been a guest on Murder, She Wrote?
Or Columbo. You would have made a great Columbo villain.
Yeah, he would, actually. But
one more thing. You said you made the Winkie and the
that'd
thing.
be so good if there was a Columbo based on the Winkie.
And that the murder happened on the billboard. And so who did it happen?
Yeah. Ooh.
Copyright CheapShow. Fucking take your hands off our idea, you pricks. So that's part one of this. And what we're going to do next is the really fucking interesting
Much
thing.
more exciting, yes.
So let's get into that right now because I'm fizzing.
Thank you. I know you're looking at me. I didn't interrupt
Looking
you or
at you
anything,
now.
did I? I did good,
No, you
didn't I?
did good.
Paul?
Good,
Yeah.
Eli. Good. I can have a sugar lump.
I want to go in the bedroom and get a sugar lump.
All right, I'll give
The
you.
House of Pickles.
I'll give you a fucking sugar lump. So this is the one that excited me, right? This is the one that...
Yeah.
Yeah, we just cut a load of shit out. That's why he's laughing.
Yes, Paul. Yes,
so
Paul.
This is the thing that got me excited because Ivenne posted on Twitter, just casually, as Ivenne likes to, and says, big Winkie thing, and then a screenshot of something. And I was like, wait, what, there's video footage of Winkie? I jump down the rabbit hole. I get in touch with Ivenne. What's all this then? I decry. And then
No.
decree.
You say. You cry.
I cry. What's all this then? I bellowed over the internet. And Ivenne went, I don't know how Ivenne found this, but Ivenne said they found a video on YouTube from a French guy from a show that existed called Le Grand Raid, right?
Meaning? The big raid.
I think it means the big race. I'll get into it in a minute.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, this is great. Show me. Link. And it is a little documentary. It's about 8 minutes of two reporters who go, I mean, again, I'll get into the details in a minute, but like they go to and they film a little documentary about what was going on the Winkie billboard. And there's an interview with Dr. Winkie and with Jeff Stewart.
He wasn't a
and-
real doctor. He was known
No,
as Dr.
he
Winkie.
he called himself Dr. Winkie because his family name was Winkey. And so we talked about this in 181.
Yes.
And he, contracted it and made it Winkie. So there's interviews with him, there's interviews with people on the board, and then there's shots of the thing in motion. Like apparently they've been on there like 3 months at that point, I think. Like they were mid or certainly late spring 85 at this
They were
point.
well into the
And I was like, this is amazing.
the game.
But it's in French. I don't know what they're saying because it's not translate. It's not like it's got captions. It's just they dub over the American language.
Yes, but couldn't you get some kind of AI? Don't they do that now? Like Google Translate?
No, what I did instead was I reached out to our amazing Cheap Show audience and said, who can do this then and translate the video? And so I want to say a big thank you, obviously to Ivenne for pointing this out, but to Markus Lindstrom on Twitter, who we're seeing in November. He's flying over to see us in the live show in November.
Ooh,
Tickets
no
on our
pressure.
website, Cheerful Earful Podcast festival?
No pressure.
November 4th, was it?
No pressure. Yes, it's Saturday, November the 4th.
There we go.
Streatham in South London.
Marcus is coming over. We're going to say thank you to him then. But he translated it all. But not only that, he found all the context for who the people were, what the show was called, all of that.
Fantastic.
And
Thank
delivered
you.
it as a film script, basically. So I was looking at this film script going, well, we could just read the characters, you and me, and read the whole thing verbatim as it is. Or we could do a little bit special. So I've reached out to the Cheap Show family, and we are going to recreate that video, but in English language, for you today, and present it as a perform piece, rather than just me and you reading it out badly.
Good idea, and thanks for everyone involved.
So you'll be listening to that now, but it's important to right now stress what this is all about, what the video is. So now I'm going to go straight to Marcus's thing, all right? Because again, look, he just sent this as really
That's the script.
brilliantly
Wow.
formatted script. So you went
He
above
did
and
a
beyond.
translation, didn't he? And transcript. Yeah.
Yeah, but he could have just slapped it in a Word document. But no, it's actually nicely
It's
formatted,
as
like
a
film
screenplay,
script.
yeah.
So the show is called Le Grand Raid, Le Capteur de Faux Winkie, Le Pouce de la Communication. That was the name of this segment. He's written an introduction. Are you ready for it? I'll get through it as quick as we can.
Yeah.
Bit of context, says Marcus. Le Grand Raid, Le Capteur de Faux. I hope I've not pronounced that right. I don't know why I said I hope I have. Was a show that aired in 1984 to 1985 on various Francophone networks. So, France, Switzerland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Monaco, Canada. The premise of the show is a contest between 5 teams of 2 amateur journalists, one per national network. All the previous except Belgium that apparently sat this one out. So basically what they're saying is those channels, that France, Switzerland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Monaco, Canada, apart from Belgium, each represent that part of the network.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh, you mean it's like it's made across all these different Francophone territories.
And each
then
one
put
has a
together
representation.
on the show.
Of
Okay.
So it's like a big group network show.
Yeah. Was there any equivalent in the English-speaking world?
Going for gold, maybe, the quiz show?
No, but
no,
you
not
know,
really.
like it's actually made in all these all these different companies in different areas. Was there anything that,
Maybe.
like, with the ITV regions all got together
I
and
don't
stuff?
know. I mean, I know like Fort Boyard.
Fort Boyard was a
like
French production, wasn't it?
but it was shared by like German and stuff. And they all used the same set and props, but just rotated
Okay.
the production in and out. I don't know. People out there, if you do know of any similar formats to this, get in touch.
And it was a current affairs sort of show.
It's a documentary game, so it will go into it. So it says,
Oh.
so each network is represented by 2 amateur journalists that had to present a subject every week, either documentary or fiction, which were marked by a jury of professional journalists, one again from each national network. And for context later on, if, for instance, France is doing the segment, when it comes to the voting, the French judge can't vote for their own thing. So they get 4 votes, and where one sits out per right?
Yeah.
So there you go. The teams had to travel, because this is I think it was a weekly show, or certainly for the season. They had to travel from the Cape of Good Hope, the far south of Africa, to Cape Horn at the far south of the Americas, and were handed a Citroen Visa all-wheel drive car to do the trip. Their travels lasted from November 84 to June 85. They had to do a weekly film based on where they had been, and as Marcus,
so they're on the road making these.
and they stop off,
That sounds
make it,
insane.
and then broadcast it back live to
That
the
sounds
judge.
insane.
Yeah.
So some of them were in LA.
Well, as he
Okay,
said, as
okay.
Marcus proposes here, on that journey, they stop off in like San Francisco, America, and the documentary.
San Fran. Sorry.
Yeah, and the documentary about Winkie was one of those stops that they made along the way. I think in the episode, it's the Monaco-led.
The Monaco team.
Yeah, something like that. Either way. So, in this documentary segment, Christine Demond and Julien Merland were the team representing Monaco.
Monaco, yeah.
And who had handled Winkie and are initially being interviewed by a presenter called Didier Renair. They will later communicate live with the studio in France.
Which is the Winkie segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're going to cut to the segment of the show where Didier is talking to these 2 journalists, Christine and Guylaine. How would you say that name? Sorry.
Guylaine. Yeah.
Guylaine. I don't know. I apologies, but we're gonna go to the in the field segment now.
So, the last story is presented by Tele Monte Carlo. What's that? What's that little square? And it blinks too.
It's a Winkie.
What's a Winkie?
Well, in the world, there's always green lights and red lights. During our travels and our meeting various people, we realised that there's always big communication issues. We ended up in Hollywood, which was supposed to be a very cosmopolitan city where everyone communicates seamlessly. We stumbled upon a new Californian craze intended to remedy that issue. That is why we brought this little gadget with us. More on this in our film.
Very cute. Also, it blinks.
No touching.
Right, let's watch your story on film. What suspense! So here we go. The story presented by Tele Monte Carlo, Winkie, the chip of communication.
So that's our setup.
It is at LA, not San Francisco. Sorry.
Yes, it is LA.
Yeah. So I got it completely wrong then. I thought it was San Fran.
No.
Because that toy museum is in San Francisco
Yes,
that we
it
just
is.
covered.
But
So
he was
you see
living up
my
there by then. DV8 was
Is
in
LA.
San Francisco.
See, this is where I'm confused. I'm
But
getting confused.
the event took place in LA on
Right.
Sunset Boulevard because
Okay.
of the billboard history it's got there.
Yes.
So it was
okay. And where was Lynn based? Was
San Fran.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see my confusion?
Yeah.
But where are they doing this? Where are they shooting this?
This is on Los Angeles.
Okay.
So they're at the billboard filming this.
Yes.
So now the next segment is the short film about Winkie. And it's very simple, very simply portrayed. There's a narrator, interviews. And what's interesting now is that the people they interview two people on this billboard. One is Sherry Davies, who is the lady we think went to New York afterwards, did the whole thing on her own up there. And then, as far as we know, disappeared off the face of the earth after that.
We haven't been able to find anything
I
else.
think I found it on LinkedIn, and it said she was kind of some kind of spiritual counselor or something. Don't quote me on that. I just
Okay.
think I did a little bit of research, and the closest I could find, because she
It
called herself
seemed
an
to be.
actress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then-
it's the type of career that an actress might go into.
Yeah, and then
Isn't it? To be cynical.
And Dr. Winkie gets interviewed as well in this. And then there's a little bit of Jeffrey Stewart. And Jeff was the guy who got married on the billboard. So it's interesting that that's there as well. You can even see very briefly Jeff Olan, who we interviewed on our podcast. He's in one of the shots there.
So Olan wasn't the one who got married.
No, Stewart was.
Stewart.
So,
Jeffrey Stewart.
Jeff Stewart, yeah, Stuart. All right, and that's it. So now we're going to jump into the documentary segment of this weird documentary game show thing, which sounds fucking great. Actually, I would love to see that more.
Yeah, it sounds like such an ambitious thing. I guess television, it's the prime,
Yeah, I mean,
They used to do big things on TV,
let's
didn't
pitch
they?
this to Netflix as a remake.
No,
Anyway,
not in today's
shh,
world.
Shh. Moving on in our
That would
pocket.
be so
Push.
toxic.
Well, we'll see.
Journalists. God,
No,
can you
amateur-
imagine?
Yes, that's why I want to do it.
It would be
Sexy.
awful.
Sexy version. Right, anyway, here is that documentary as presented by the Cheap Show players.
California, Los Angeles, April 1985. A new craze has hit Hollywood. The Winkies have hit the shelves. For the past 4 months, they have surged in popularity and have ignited the market. Their creator? Dr. Winkie, 29 years old, crazy millionaire and genius. He got the idea on a flight from Paris to New York. A few weeks later, he invested $1 million.
What's a Winkie?
The Winkie is a small electronic gadget with a sympathetic face and 2 lights for eyes, red and green. I chose a microcomputer design because they're a part of our lives, and their signals are part of our language. It's a new form of communication that humanizes technology. A green light means that you're open to talking with someone. A red light means you'd rather keep quiet. When both are on, it means you're not sure. It's the badge of the century. A big and long-term event was needed to suitably launch the product. For that purpose, I invented the living billboard. Last December 11th, 12 people started a big Winkie marathon. It's a contest. They have to live in front of the whole world on the rafters which go around the billboard. The last person to leave will be declared the winner.
Initially, 12 young jobless actors tried their luck. 120 days later, only 4 are left on this living advertisement.
I'm 26 years old. I've been holding out for the past 4 months, despite the noise, the cold, the boredom, the lack of freedom and space, and the utter lack of privacy. I find Winkie to be a funny gadget, but what really counts is what I will win by being the last person standing. I would get money, a car, a trip, but also the leading role in a feature film. That's what's giving me the strength to stay on.
Winkie is a gadget that I believe can help people. Everyone is interested in this phenomenon. We're almost becoming more famous than the product itself. We use it, and it uses us. I hope I'll win this marathon, but I expect it'll be another 2 months.
Thanks to Winkie, Jeff even met his future wife. She walked under the billboard on Valentine's Day, and he then called her. The wedding will take place on the billboard on the 6th of June.
I've market tested Winkie in France and in Italy, and I'm certain it's a fashion that can take hold in Europe. I've had them produced in Hong Kong, and I'm distributing them through gadget and clothing stores at a sale price of $5.
Women can wear them as earrings. Men can wear it on their tie or on a handkerchief. If you don't want to talk, you put it on red. And if you want people to chat with you, you put it on green.
For the past 4 months, a Winkie Marathon has been the main attraction on Sunset Boulevard. In Hollywood, you have to amaze, surprise, and entertain. This Californian craze sells, and sells well. Dr. Winkie hopes to turn a $3 million profit from his communication chip. I know not if Winkie and his inventor will cause a surge in human relations, but one thing is for certain. Winkie has already become the talk of the town, and the envy of many.
Nonsense.
Poppycock.
Empty nonsense.
It's
And
funny,
also-
isn't it, with hindsight, that we know it was not a success, even at the time. It's obviously like he's told these journalists, oh, it's a big success, it's going to be a big success, and they've just gone with it, right?
Yeah, and also, were we aware that they were trying to sell it on that communication of whether you want to be spoken to or not?
It varied from like promotion to promotion because initially...
But they repeat that twice in that.
But
so
that's a fallacy because it was designed to be random. Because it had contacts on the four corners.
yeah, that's
when
what
you
I
moved
thought. That's
about.
why I'm confused about this. So, but you couldn't make it red or green.
I mean, you could. If you knew what corners to hold down, yes, you could. But if you're wearing it, you're still moving around and knocking it. So it doesn't matter. It's going to randomly flash depending on what contacts are being contacted.
I feel like he was on drugs.
No, he was a very rich man in the 1980s, probably on drugs, who threw everything into trying to be the next, I don't know, I'm not going to say Apple, because that wasn't really a thing, but you know what I mean? He was trying to be the next entrepreneur, wasn't he?
But this idea has no practical benefit. It's simply an aesthetic item. It's
Because some people,
but he's trying to say it's a high-tech thing.
for communication,
It's not. It's none of those.
it's like a
things.
traffic light party. You know, where like you go to a traffic light party at a student thing, and it's like, if you wear a red badge, it means you're not interested, but if you wear a green badge, you're taking up the fucking shit pipe. You know, it's that kind of thing.
I never went to one of those parties.
Well, I did.
did you?
And I always wore green. No, I didn't. I never went and never invited. Right.
Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Did it go on in your university?
Well, there was a university night that I remember doing a traffic light party where you just turned up and you whatever.
What? It
but
meant you were up for it if you wore green.
yeah, or red if you were not interested at all. You just want to have a nice night.
Well, why are you at the fucking party?
Because you just want to get out of the house. But you just want to
Yeah,
get.
but there'd be
you
lots
don't
of
want
bunch
to
of
be
people,
knobbed off.
bunch
Not
of
in the
people in green getting knobbed off though.
No, but that's fine. They get knobbed off. You're just there because you like the music and some of your friends are going to be there. It's not important.
That's
It's not,
stupid
you're focusing
idea.
on the wrong thing.
Ah.
Because the other thing about Winkie, right, is that, yes, they're arguing you can sell it as a communication device, but it's also been sold as a living thing that lives on you like a pet, and those lights are its mood.
Like a pre-Tamagotchi.
And that's what it says on the inlay and the badge itself. You'll find its mood. If it's
I
this,
know.
it's like that.
That's what I mentioned the drugs. It points to a sort of a really cocaine-y vibe in that it's all horse shit. Do you know what I mean? It's all a bunch of hot air, and it's not even like they can get their story straight about what the use case is for this
I would
thing.
say-
you know, because there is no use case. It's a piece of jewellery.
But I
mean,
would say it depended on who he was marking it to any particular time. I think the idea was a blinking badge. That's it. That's the beginning and end. But if he was trying to sell it to kids, it was a toy. If he was trying to sell it to adults, it was a fashion accessory.
Yeah.
It was a social fashion accessory. And that's why it's inconsistent. And I would argue to why it failed.
It has an inconsistency that is reminiscent of drug, the sort
But
of
it's also...
the
I
drug,
mean,
the drug state. Put it that
yeah.
way.
I mean, we've covered this before when we did 181, but there was a tragedy to these people on this billboard who were up there for 6 months and they've been promised a car and a movie and a show reel and this and everything. And it's like, they got none of that.
Why? Because of Dr. Lin.
Yeah. Because the
Dr.
money
Wink-
fell out, didn't it? Like, he wasn't paying the
He
rent
didn't-
on the thing for the last month or
Because
so.
he didn't make the profit that he wanted off
No.
Winkie, yeah.
And then she was somehow persuaded to go and be a spokesperson for it in New York.
Where he did the stunt again in New York.
On her own. But, like, that seemed like a transparent dangling carrot for her. It was like...
On her own.
Yes.
So the competition was she just had to stay up there as long as
It
possible.
wasn't a competition, it was a promotion. The winner
Oh.
of this is now sitting on that billboard in New York to persuade you to come and take notice of this product and buy it. And it didn't work.
He
and
wasn't
we know,
a great businessman.
And there wasn't a movie. They didn't win a car, I don't think. I think
No.
in the episode they talk about how there was nothing. It was all a massive anticlimactic fart of an ending.
And they probably would have been sort of forgotten about by the media by that point that it did end, you know? It wasn't a story anymore.
No, because the next weird billboard probably popped up a few months later
Yeah.
on Sunset Strip. I mean, we don't know. We're moving on. Now we're going into part of the documentary where it's the studio-bound segment, which is broadcast live at this time. I'll just read what Markus has said. The studio is hosted by presenter Noel Mamir. Alongside him sits Bernard Pivot, or Pivot, I don't know, who is a legend in French media, a journalist having hosted numerous shows pertaining to literature and other subjects for decades. What I'm inferring is that he's like the French Terry Wogan.
No, more like a Melvin Bragg or
maybe, but from
more
the clip,
artsy.
he seems quite avuncular. So I think
Terry Wogan's very middle brow. That sounds much more like the arts.
it is,
You know.
But when you see the clip, I think you'll get what I'm.
I guess Wogan did the proms and stuff like that, didn't he?
And
Did more-
Eurovision and stuff. He was a respected broadcaster and fondly considered. And that's why I'm saying
I
in
don't-
my head, if I had to compare him to something, I would say he's probably like a upper arty Terry Wogan, right?
A bit more arty-farty,
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
He goes on to say, note the deference that all the participants have when addressing him and the tendency to say his full name as a mark of respect. It feels really weird and old-timey. So you see what I mean? He's like, he's got that respect of the
but
industry.
Terry Wogan wasn't like that. It was much more,
He
like you
was.
say, avuncular. As much people could felt like they could
He was, but everyone
relax
loved
around him, you know?
Old Tell. Everyone loved Terry Wogan.
I know, but they're saying they defer. They're like kind of like, you know.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is they're still respected and had some standing, and audiences loved their presence on something. I'm getting the impression that
Yeah,
he...
but obviously a big deal, this pivot or pivot. was.
So, the jury of 5 professional journalists sit alongside them, ready to award their scores for the Winkie film. There's a guy called Vincent Philippe from Switzerland, Sophie Hequet from Luxembourg, Jean-Louis Boudot from Canada, Jose Sacre from Monaco, and Bruno Albin from France. As a result, you will not hear from Jose in this clip because they couldn't vote. This part of the show is clearly filmed live, as can be guessed by the sometimes somewhat clumsy interactions and sometimes downright nonsensical phrases being thrown about. If it makes little sense in English, it's not even a translation issue, says Marcus. It really didn't make sense in the original French either. So what I'm saying is they're vamping at some point, trying to be witty or whatever, and it's not quite coming off, and that's why it reads weirdly in translation.
Okay.
They say not everyone is able to improvise witty remarks on live television. Yeah, that's right. So now, the final bit is the vote scoring. And we're going to go and hand over to that little bit of it right now. Again, thanks to our Cheap Show players. Turns out Bernard also has his very own Winkie. I can see both red and green are blinking. So, do you want to chat or not?
Well, both, actually. I send big thanks to Christine and Garlena for sending this my way. As soon as the show is over, I'll go to the Champs-Élysées to show off. And so, now, if I want to set it to... there we go.
Bernard, you're from Lyon. We'd never seen anything like that there, or in Bordeaux, or in any other major French city, right? It's a typically American thing.
And that's why it's so great. There we go. Now I'm green. It would have been so useful when we were young at the dances. Do you want to dance? Do you not? If the girl puts on red, then you know. If it's green, then full steam ahead. It would have made things that much easier. I'd like to ask a question, though. Is there a gadget planned for space vehicles? Would be useful up there. Both companies could merge.
No.
We'll suggest that to the good doctor. I'm sure he'll come up with a solution. By the way, my small Winkie is blinking green, so if you wish to have a dance, we've got music and everything here.
Of course. I'll be right over.
Bernard Pivot very much appreciated your subject matter. I know it's important for you to get these scores since you've been in last place for the past 2 weeks.
If the jury doesn't give a good score, I'll be angry.
And of course, Bernard Pivot will not influence the jury. We begin with TSR.
It's a good film. As with the previous entry, it's very typical of America. A guy having an idea, a crazy and funny idea that runs with it and perseveres and turns a profit. I find that very American.
Sophie for RTL Television.
I think that across all the stories reported by the girls of TMC, we could give them the Academy Award of the Communications chip.
Looks good so far.
Yes, we're happy.
We move to Radio Canada.
Christine and Ghislaine, I think no one here is inflating their scores. We really mark the subject itself. It's an interesting and funny subject. I only wish to make one remark. There are 2 separate stories, one about the people on the billboard and one about Winkie.
Jose Sacre holds his breath and does not vote as he represents Tele Monte Carlo. We wait for the scores from Bruno Albin.
I wholeheartedly agree with John Louis about the 2 stories, but it does not matter.
Better to have 2 than none.
And they are connected.
It does not impact my good mood.
Let's not be distracted by Bernard Pivot.
One detail. If you ever find the same glasses as Dr. Winkie, please bring them to me.
So, Roger, we impatiently await your score.
110 points.
There you are, ladies. I believe that saves you, if I correctly remember what the other teams got.
So, first impressions?
We're saved, which is obviously a relief. We have a question for Bernard Pivot. Where is he going to try out his little Winkie?
Well, at home in my apartment, it wouldn't make much sense. But I really think I can make a mark on the Champs-Élysées.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Could it have a use on television?
Well, television is a communications machine, but sometimes you don't really want to talk to the guests.
It would be useful on my show Apostrophes, so guests could indicate if they want to talk or not. Would make debates interesting.
I just wanted to say a quick thank you at the end of all this for everyone who got involved very last minute. So thank you, Ethan Lawrence. Thanks, Sue Kempner. Thanks, Octavius King, Ashens, Brian Wecht, John Rain from Smirsh Pod, and Paul Putner. Thank you all for giving your time, and Eli as well. Bless him. Anyway, back to the episode. So that's it. The girls do well. And apparently the point that they scored allowed them to survive for another week and continue on the tour.
Winkie works for them.
Winkie works
Winkie
for them.
works.
But it's interesting in that how it's almost like the bridge between LA and France, where we've got this French show that's talking about Winkie that happened in LA, but then at the same time, Winkie in the documentary is saying about how he's trying to sell it in France and Italy. And we know they got over there because someone bought a job lot with their own mind to
And
sell.
decided to do a single.
Yeah, and
Ba-
so
based on it.
and then that's there, and it obviously didn't work in France either. And we've seen it on British TV because the Saturday Superstore gave away Winkies one morning as a prize.
They did they?
So yeah. That was weird on a Stuart Millard video, and someone. That's how I discovered Stuart Millard.
Oh.
So I went, oh, there's a Winkie thing in here, and I watched the whole episode, and I went, oh, that was a good episode. Oh, there's Winkie, and then I became a firm fan of Stuart, and you should all enjoy his channel.
Okay, so they were over here, and didn't
sell.
They said they sold them in curries. Didn't someone say that?
I think it was Curry's or Dixon's, whatever those kind of shops were at the time.
I think they said $5 the price. That was a bit high.
No,
What's
he
that
was probably
now?
selling
That's
it
at
for
least,
a loss.
That's at least
Like $12-13, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know the exchange rate, but I mean, look, I think at a loss, they're selling at a loss.
Really.
For
well,
$5?
No, but that's terrible. No, I don't think they are.
Think about
He said
it.
he made them in Hong Kong. They're all just cheap. They're pre-existing components that make those
Yeah,
things.
because he didn't copyright, he didn't patent the design because it was just a
chipboard thing.
Yeah, but you still got to make it. You still got to process it. Because got to
Yeah, but think of
deliver
the
it.
savings he's making by not having to actually manufacture any unique or mold or
He still designed the badge. We know he designed that badge, that face, the lights. So
Yeah, but he must have designed it with the knowledge that he could, it seems very cynical.
I mean,
it's not like, oh, I had this vision of this face and it looks like
No.
this chipboard. It's like he saw the chipboard, thought that looks like a face, thought how cheaply can I get these?
Well,
and
I would say the idea was I want a badge with light that reflects mood or social conversation. And then he
Weird.
went, well, how can I package this chipboard with two lights? Oh, I'll make it a smiley face with eyes. It could have
Who
easily have
knows?
been like
Who
traffic
knows?
lights. You could have designed a badge that was like traffic lights.
He's
You know?
been to a bunch of traffic light parties.
Maybe with him, apparently what they got up to at DV8. Oh,
Really, yeah.
They put the deviation in DV8.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. We don't know.
You never
if I had
went
a
to a
time
traffic-
machine, I'd go back in time.
What if you wear orange at a traffic light party?
It means you could be persuaded to be knobbed
So
off.
it's just like a normal party then?
Yeah, but you got a
Stupid.
badge. No, but the badge kept out a little bit. Because sometimes you go up to the whole issue.
Is it a
isn't
badge? I thought it's like your whole outfit had to be that colour.
Well, I thought you had to wear a badge. I don't remember it being a colour-coded thing. Why would you go to a party dressed as red?
Can I put some sort of torch into my arsehole?
Here we go. Right. Well, there we go. That's the Winkie.
Out the window. Shine a green light out my arse.
Why?
Then they know where the party's at. Oh, there's a...
Invite at the front, party round the back.
Oh, chocolate. Anyway.
Talking about milk party. It's really good.
Milk party?
You go upstairs to the milk party, but if you want, downstairs is the lemon party.
Yeah,
The
wow.
lemonade party. But you know where the action is?
You go around the
Round
back.
the back.
Mashed up Oreos. Now,
Now that's it. How do we end this segment now
Well,
that
we
you've said
can't.
mashed up Oreos?
I like that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did. But that's our Winkie update. Now, we are going to LA and we are going to meet some people out there. I'm not going to mention who it is for two reasons. One, it might not happen. And two, it might give a game away. But we're building towards more Winkie stuff.
I would like to go and visit the billboard.
We're going to go. We're going to go.
We
Yeah,
are.
We're going to go.
Even if we just
I know
take
exactly
an
where it
Uber
is.
straight there. Sort
Yeah,
of
but
thing.
we're not going to be that far away from it, so I know exactly
really?
where. It's
Okay.
by a hotel called the Standard off Sunset, and it's
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll find
Looking
it.
forward to that, and we'll do a little voice thing there.
Yeah, when we're in LA, we're going to be doing little videos. We're going to do podcast episodes out there, obviously. So when we get back in November, expect a few LA episodes.
Oh,
from
yeah.
us. But until then, we're going to take a break. Let's take a little break, mate.
Take
so
a
we can
little
reboot.
break,
It's
and then
always
it's-
nice to get our Winkie out every once in a while. Isn't
Good,
it?
nice little Winkie update, Paul. Very interesting stuff. Splatters after the sound effects.
Splatters! Hey, what's the matter? It's Silverman's Platter.
Hi there, it's time for Silverman's Platters. This is the section of the show where we look at novelty records and interesting recordings of such like that are on the platters, meaning the round disc-like objects.
Someone's going all Gannon like.
Disc-like objects which are records.
And there's the new batch of platters coming right in right now. Right in right now. They're coming right in right now.
You know what we're covering today? A song by The Police. With Sting in that, Paul.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're not done.
I am.
You ain't done. You ain't going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere, buddy.
It's the music record-based part of the show, everyone, and we bring records to the attention of you, the listeners, and then we will have it's the original binary segment where we say if it's a platter, meaning we like it, it deserves to exist,
It does.
or a splatter,
Oh dear.
which is it needs to be destroyed, melted down,
Well, no, it's just rather
melted down, turned into furniture.
No, or it's just a disappointment, and it doesn't reach our levels of quality we deem it to need to reach platter status.
I deem it to need.
Deem it to need. Paul Gannon, solicitors. Deem it to need. Right, so
Scrub my bollock off.
that's not even.
No, that could be my bit in the solicitors.
Why would I need anyone in my advert?
You'd
for
be in there, go,
solicitors?
deem it to need, and then I'd come out of the door, right? At the end of the corridor, go, scrub my bollock off.
Yeah, but how is that gonna?
It would sell law to people, my
How?
friend.
Oh, we've got a problem with property with the next door neighbour. I tell you what was that guy with the advert, the scratch my bollock off guy? Oh yes, let's
Deem it
call
to
that-
need.
Yeah, the deem it to need men.
I need my bollocks. Like they're dough.
You've got nothing to give, so how
like
about
they're
you just
dough.
shut up?
Like it's dough. Need the bollock.
So you're saying your bollocks are now like, I don't know, pizza bread?
Lumpy pizza
You
bread
need
ready.
two big fists in them.
I need a mustache gentleman to spin them into the air so they flatten out. Like
I'm
a
giving
big
you-
pink pancake, Paul.
I'm giving you nothing. I'm giving you nothing. So what, your balls that baggy that the centrifugal force on them will cause them to
That's
flatten
what
out?
I'm getting out. And you'd put a bit of powder on.
Puff, puff. Puff, puff on the powder.
Oh, maybe a little Parmigiano sprinkle.
A tinkle of talc.
Anyway, what's the first platter we're going to discuss?
Excuse
Paul?
me, sir. Would sir like a tinkle of talc?
I would, because my bollocks are so sore.
Off, 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 off.
Don't know why that tickled you.
Do it. Tickle of
Tick-
talc.
tickle
innit?
of talc tickled you.
Tickle of talc.
Deem
Right.
the need in me.
So Eli has two records. Which one do you want to start with?
I think with the answer phone thing.
Okay,
Because
so
there isn't a great deal to say about it, is it, Paul?
tell me what you found, who it's by, what it's called, and then introduce the track.
This is a record that I found in a charity shop somewhere here in London, Paul. White label, one-sided. There's a no groove on
It
the
is
on
a
the
flat
B-side,
surface.
which I think is a clue as well to sort of its origin.
Yeah.
And it is on a label called Crook Cassettes. So not something records, it's cassettes.
Okay.
Crook Cassettes, and it is called Dog and Bone.
That's the name of the track.
The artist listed, Johnny and the Answer Phones.
And it sounds almost identical to this.
It's me again, Graham. Look, I really want to get a phone call back from you, and fucking quick. It's me again, Graham. 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 Look, I really want to get a phone call. I really want to get a phone call. I really want to get a phone call back from you, and fucking quick. Fucking quick. Fucking quick. Fucking quick. Fucking quick. Right? Because this is fucking serious and it's fucking urgent. Right? Because this is fucking serious and it's fucking urgent. Right? Because this is fucking serious and it's fucking urgent. Fucking urgent. Fucking urgent.
Now,
So we played the last chunk of that, not the beginning chunk, because the last chunk had naughty words in, and that's funny. So that's what we kept in.
but essentially what the song comprises of is someone with maybe a MIDI or some kind of sampler device
Yes.
with a bunch of found footage answer phone messages
Well, it sounds like someone took the okay.
with a backing track that's obviously made with a keyboard and a drum machine.
Yeah.
I think it's a drum.
I mean,
kit.
I don't know, but it's definitely
I think
a
it
mix,
is.
isn't it? It's definitely some kind of sampled mix. Here's the thing. The reason why we're bringing this up is almost because there's nothing to talk about. This is one of the few songs we've ever had on this podcast that has almost no footprint at all. It's not on Discogs. It's not on YouTube. It's not on Spotify. Shazam couldn't find it. Google Music Finder couldn't find it. This exists in our hands and rarely anywhere else, we'd imagine.
We did, however, identify Crook Cassettes,
Yeah.
the label, which was based, as it says on this record, Crook Cassettes, Crook, County Durham. It must be a town in County Durham.
Yeah.
And they've got only a very tiny handful of releases ever,
A
right?
few. There's a band called El Vivo and Monster Bastard or something.
But this guy, because on the label here it says Dog and Bone, then in brackets it has the songwriter and it says Robinson. Now that is Graham Robinson.
And Graham Robinson,
who also is listed on this as recorded and produced by him. So that's him. But also, if you notice, the answer phone message is from some guy called John, who wants Graham, must be this Graham, to call him back.
But this
is
is what-
and it's fucking urgent.
But that's what I'm saying. It feels like Johnny and the Thing is the band, but based on the fact that this guy Johnny is calling in.
Yes.
The joke is that
He's
not-
Johnny, and the answer
And
phones.
Graham is the mixer who's produced it, put it all together.
Graham we've been able to identify, has had a long career as a producer, arranger, sort of musician guy.
Apparently in 1985, and we don't know when this record came out, but it must have been just before or around then.
It's in perfect
Because
condition.
it's recorded in Abbey Road, right? So it's...
That's the other thing I was going to mention that I forgot. It says it doesn't say recorded.
Oh, okay.
It says cut at Abbey Road.
What does that mean then?
I think
Just-
that
it was
means
edited.
mastered.
So they brought the audio there and edited it on their system.
Cut is actually referring to the lathe cutting the groove.
Oh.
So he would have cut the...
So they brought their own masters.
cut the acetate there or whatever they do. Cut the master mould.
Well, you can do that anywhere. It doesn't really have to be Abbey Road. It just sounds good to have it on your record.
Well, you've got the equipment there to master it because you have to master it on... It's a skill that isn't there anymore because it's done by computers. Because, for example, the needle is moving faster over the groove by the time it gets to the end of the record. No, at the beginning of the record, and it slows down because of the space.
Yeah.
And so you have to master for that because it will affect the tone
And the pitch and
Do you
stuff,
see what I
yeah.
mean? So it's quite a complicated thing.
And also, as we learned today, because of the way you have to keep a vinyl at a sensible level so it doesn't vibrate and knock the needle.
Because the
it means
bass, it's physically moving the needle around,
Yeah.
and the bass is from side to side. So the loud, if you get really loud bass, you can literally throw
Yeah.
the needle out of the groove.
But that's what they're saying. They have to master these tracks so that doesn't happen naturally when you play it on a vinyl.
Yes.
So that they're always mixed better. So yeah, no,
And then that acts as a limit to how loud they're going to make the bass. Whereas if you're doing something digitally on
Yeah.
a CD, there's nothing there that is going to physically stop you from doing it.
Unless
so
you add
you
your
get
own compression.
badly
Yeah.
mixed CDs
Yeah.
with terrible sound and stuff.
Anyway, it just says here, GDR Beats is a remote music service from Platinum award-winning producer and session drummer Graham Robinson.
See, that's what I mean. He's a session drummer, so I believe that the drums on this are live that he did.
Graham established GDR Music in 1985 and has played drums, produced, engineered, mixed and mastered many award-winning and critically acclaimed recordings across many genres. Graham's work on releases for labels include Polygram, Sony, Ministry of Sound, EMI, Parlophone, Virgin, Warner, and more, and has received numerous official BPI and Brit Certificate, Gold, Silver, and Platinum awards. And then it goes on about how he's got all this fancy stuff in his studio.
So he's definitely a sort of someone who had access to a studio. This is my little thought on why this record exists, Paul, okay?
Yeah.
Our man, Graham, was being hounded by this guy, John, for some reason. He doesn't does he mention on the record what it's about? He just wants him to call him before 9 that night,
Yeah.
right? And I believe that our hero here, Graham, got pissed off with it. This is what it feels like to me. And he thought, I'll make it into this little tune. But you can only do that if you've got free time in the studio or free access to this equipment. You see what I mean?
But you're still cutting it at Abbey Road. That costs money.
I wonder how many of these he made. He probably made these as a joke and thought, I'll give a few to like my mates.
Costly joke though, because there's no B-side. So it's not as if he was going to throw it around to radio
demo.
stations.
It's a demo.
Yeah, but would you have given it to a radio station to play? It's not for general release, that, would it?
Well, maybe it never got to that stage, and he thought, it's not much of anything, is it? It's just one idea. But funnily enough, it has a sort of weird, almost Aphex Twinny vibe in the way he's distorting and flanging
the audio.
Yeah, and doing little things with
message.
it, you know.
And it's funny how I tried to look online, and there was nothing. The closest we got was a hard house dance track from Johnny L called The Answer Phone, and
Which
that was
has nothing to do with this whatsoever.
But a lot of Johnnies seem to really use answer phones a lot, apparently, then.
This could be one of the most obscure pieces of vinyl I've ever owned or come across. Yeah. And it goes to show that in terms of value for secondhand vinyl, it could be as rare as this. Like, there is no way I could find another one of these.
No. And also, you got it in a charity shop, so someone owned it. Where did they get it from? Where did they...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That might have been in a box in a garage for 40 years.
But what I'm saying is it's still worth fuck all. Even though it's an incredibly rare thing. It's a scarce thing.
Unless Graham Robinson's legacy means that when he passes on, that will suddenly accrue value because of its kind of footnote in his career.
The point I'm trying to make is that people sometimes just assume there's only one object that exists, it must be worth a load. But if no one gives a shit. It's still worth fuck all. And this is a really good example of that, because you'd have to work hard to find. You'd have to do a lot of like detective work and spend
eBay,
money.
No Discog, because it's not
there.
Discogs hasn't popped up for sale. You'd think, someone must have come across one and tried to sell it. No, nothing.
Exactly. And my theory is that it's some kind of grudge joke, novelty joke that he made for himself, essentially.
Maybe, or
and
it was
maybe
a tester.
Pressed a couple of hundred, or maybe he was testing equipment. Yeah. You never know, but I like it. I like this kind of thing. We've given the game away there, haven't we?
Yeah.
So do we need to go through the formality?
It's a splatter from me, unfortunately. I didn't like it very much at all.
You just said you liked it.
Oh, I've got to be a contrarian. That's what gets viewers these days.
No, it's not.
What's that thing you like? I don't like it.
No, it's not what gets figures.
What do you like?
Pickles?
I hate pickles.
You're neutral on pickles, I'd say.
I'm pickle neutral. I'm pickle curious.
You quite like noodles.
No, don't. Something else you like, tell me.
Humanity.
Hate it. That's a genuine one as well.
Yeah, I know.
Right, we're moving on to our next platter. Now, this one...
That was, just to be clear...
It's a platter for
both of us.
A nice, jolly mystery that we will never really solve. But hey, Graham, if you're listening and you want it back, 50 quid?
The obscurity
60
of it.
quid.
The absolute pitch obscurity of it tickles my fancy, Paul.
Easily the most, not even saying unique, but to find something with no footprint like this on a show that already has rare, weird stuff out there.
Do you agree that it's a bit, it must be a sort of grudgy thing? There's a sort of vibe, because he's almost being tetchy and rude, the guy John calling him up, isn't he?
I get the impression it's more demo based on like, for instance, there's a track by Ben Folds on the Reinhold Messner album, right? It's a mellow jazz track, but he's taken the answer phone message from his dad, who left him a message one night. He was concerned about his son, saying, make sure you look after yourself and this, that, and the other. And he turned it into this weird vibe.
Yeah.
It's almost hauntological kind of sound. It's almost like linear space music.
It's like a found footage type sort of vibe.
Yeah.
There's something avant-garde, even though it's throwaway, is what I'm saying, which is also kind of experimental almost.
Yeah, no, it's weird. The track's called Your Most Valuable Possession. And yeah, Dean Folds, I think, is his dad. And there's this message, and it's really chill.
Is that
weird.
a quote from the message? Probably saying
look after your mind. He's saying look after your brain. Don't burn out. Don't stress out.
What do you think the chances are that Ben Folds heard this Dog and Bone and was influenced by it?
I wonder how many
Close
songs...
to zero, I'd say.
But I wonder how many songs out there do.
Well, there's the answer phone song, have we covered that? Which is like a sort of pop country sort of novelty thing. But
does it have answer phone footage on it?
No, doesn't have the found footage.
How many
it's
songs
about
are out
an
there?
answer phone?
Use audio from an answer phone.
That hey, what's your number?
I couldn't get through. Why
That's
don't
an
you
answer
leave your
phone
name?
thing,
Boo!
isn't it?
And your number. That's Curiosity Killed the Cat.
Is it?
Yeah.
But then it was used by De La Soul.
By Jamiroquai used it as well. It's quite a popular riff.
There's definitely a hip hop act in the States who used it as well.
Maybe, but I know that. No. which human cried? No, I think it's Curiosity of the Killed the Cat.
Is it something that actually originated as one of those novelty answer phone messages you could use? You remember they sold those on TV?
It's like where you leave a wacky message by Donald Duck or something.
Well, no, because you had to remember the process. You had to record an answer.
Yeah.
And then after the beep, they'd record, right?
Yeah.
But you could get these novelty tapes that would have like Dr. Not Dr. Seuss, he wouldn't speak. Dr. Spock answering your phone, or
yeah, you could have cassettes that you could buy.
I think that was maybe one of those. That why don't you leave your name? It was like a song one.
No, I don't know. I think it's just a song by Curiosity.
Anyway, it's interesting, Paul. And let's move on to our second and final Platter or Spatter here on Silverman's Platters, the record segment of Cheap Show.
And it is by an artist called Alan Smethurst, better known in the 50s as the BBC Singing Postman. And this is a clip from his hit, Have You Got a Light Boy?
I had a gal, a nice gal, down in Roxham Way. She were wholly nice to me back in the old school days. She would smile all the while, but Daddy didn't know what she used to say to me behind the garden wall. Hey, I got a light, boy. Hey, I got a light. Then one day she went away, I don't see her no more, till by chance I see her down along the Mundley shore. She was there, twice as fair, would she now be true? So when she sees me passing by, she say, I'm glad that's you. Hey, I got a light, boy. Hey, I got a light. Molly Windley, she smokes like a chimney, but she's my little nicotine gal.
So this is an EP. Again, I picked up in a charity shop. Did you like the little bit of ghostly child drawing on the back of the cover there, Paul?
Yeah,
get a picture of that, because that is quite hauntological.
Yeah,
and a bit folk horror.
I don't know what they were trying to draw there, but
they were trying to draw the Moosty Man who came at night from the
Moosty Man.
The Moosty Man.
Bubble, bubble, I'm the Moosty Man.
Something like that. Yes. There go the police again. They obviously didn't want to stand so close to
not having any of that today. So this is hardly the rarest, not even rarest, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the most, secretive track. People know of the Singing Policeman of a certain age and generation.
They do. He must have been some kind of hit. Was he on a TV show or something, Paul?
Oh, shall I tell you right now, thanks to the podcast age-old art of just ripping off Wikipedia?
Please tell me.
Right, so, it says on this sleeve, so BBC Singing Postman, with songs made favourites on the Wednesday morning programme. And I just want to point this out. Ralph Tuck Promotions, right, on this. Ralph Tuck's all over this fucking thing. Apparently he was the agent. And so the thing you see on the top of the record is Ralph Tuck Promotions. It's the biggest words on this single.
Well, he must have thought, wow, I'm going to make some money off this Smethurst guy. Because Smethurst's obviously like a postman.
Yeah,
so he didn't want to be a pop star or a singer, did he?
So, he was born in 1927, this Alan Smethurst, and he was also known as the Singing Postman, an English folk singer. He's best known for the self-penned novelty song, Have You Got a Light Boy, which earned him, and I didn't know this, because this song kind of bubbles around in, pop culture of, my generation-ish, but definitely my parents, right? But it's earned an Ivor Novello Award in 1966, and The Guardian dubbed him a bookishly melancholy folk satirist.
Right, and it is very lo-fi, the music on this record, isn't it? Very lo-fi. It's just a guitar and him, isn't it, I think?
It's a bit like that. Remember we had that other thing, which is similar, where it was two folk singers who sang for that BBC radio station.
In Bristol?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of like that. This was the earlier version, because this obviously came before then by a good 20 years.
It's essentially sort of outsider.
Almost.
Outsider, but that's very interesting. It's very lo-fi, the recording. It feels like they just did it in a room or something, doesn't it? At the bottom here, Paul, it says Ralph Tuck Promotions Limited, 4 Winds, whatever that means.
Whatever that is. Maybe it's an album.
Raiden, Southwold in Suffolk. And then we have a little message from Tuck himself.
See, he's all over this.
We will be delighted.
Is he like the general that looked after the Elvis?
Yeah, he's the Svengali of Smethurst, obviously. But he's obviously got some kind of business, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Ralph Tuck Promotions Limited. Perhaps he's like the Suffolk sort of...
Del boy kind of thing.
Weird. We will be delighted to hear suggestions for commercial recordings of Alan Smethurst's other songs. Let us know the favourite songs you would like to hear. It's almost like he's saying, "Give us a record deal. Who wants to give this guy a record deal?"
It was like that.
And then it's like I deal with Smethurst's business.
It's like the
completely.
50s Kickstarter.
The cover depicts a little sort of caricature of Smethurst with his postman's hat on, and he looks quite horrific there.
Yeah,
doesn't
what's he doing? Is he singing, or is
He's
he like
singing?
Is he trying to unlock his jaw to swallow a python
It
or
looks
something?
it's very strange. There's a very sort of folk horror-y sort of resonance
yeah.
about this whole object, made worse by the weird ghostly floating head that some child has painted, drawn in biro on the back. You've got to include that on the
yeah.
the
I will.
pictures.
Don't
Paul.
you worry.
Weird shapes and a floaty doll head.
So he was a simple, humble postman. He worked for the GPO in Norfolk and Suffolk. During his rounds, he hummed on his daily post round, and he did this for 12 years, and he would write and sing songs in his native Norfolk dialect.
Yes.
Somehow, an audition tape from him was sent to the BBC, and it earned him a spot on Ralph Tuck's BBC East regional radio programme Wednesday morning. Now,
Ralph Tuck was the presenter of it.
so you see what I mean? He's also got an industry. He's also got a sideline of promotions. It's like, oh, don't worry, I'm a BBC regional presenter. I'll get you on the Royal Variety Performance, or I'll get you in
He was
front
pushing Smethurst, wasn't he?
He's like, this is my way into the big time.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, in a very weird, very partridgey kind of way. Goes on to say, his popularity led to Tuck recording Smethurst on his own record label called the smallest recording organisation in the world, based in Lowestoft. A 4-track EP containing some of his signature tunes, which might be that you're holding right now, made the charts in 1965. This was followed by
It says
an EP.
December 64 on it, so that would
Oh.
make sense, because it would make the charts after it was
Yeah,
released.
but here's the thing. That thing you're holding, that's not on Discogs either.
Bizarre.
It's got all his other EPs and his singles. Like, it's called First Order or Second Order, or First Delivery, Second Delivery with his EPs.
Perhaps this was an early copy that Ralph Tuck kind of got to...
As like a business card, calling card thing.
Because it is very much an advert for him as a concept rather than a proper cover. It says it's no title. It just says Alan Smethurst, BBC, Singing Postman. Do you know?
He's all over
Wednesday morning programme. So this is like a promotional item that Ralph produced, obviously.
It's literally Trotter's independent trading. Isn't it, though? It is.
But what I wanted to say before you continue...
Yeah.
No, perhaps get to the end of this and then I'll...
Yeah, because,
Sorry.
look, he released a load of albums, a load of singles, he did a bit of TV, apparently, and this, again, shocks me. He was signed to EMI, that's not what shocked me, but he was on Top of the Pops. But unfortunately, his performances were always offset by the fact that he was terrified. He had nerves and stage fright. And
He's
hated.
a postman.
Yeah, of course. And on a radio, I imagine it's fine to just sit there and sing or record. But, like, on Top of the Pops with a bunch of teenagers... What are they going to do when you're singing "Have You Got a Light, Boy"?
They wanted it to be a novelty hit, didn't they?
It's not like Benny Hill, who was clever about it, because Benny Hill was like, I'm not going on Top of the Pops. How embarrassing. I'm going to make that video. You know, the video that everyone knows of him dressed up on the horse and cart?
For Ernie.
Yeah, for
Which
Ernie.
was a hit.
For Ernie.
That was his biggest hit.
But he
Ernie
didn't
the
want to go
Milkman.
on Top of the Pops to do it. Quite rightly, he was like, this is embarrassing, so I'll make this video for them to play instead.
But he was a professional comedian.
Yeah. So they could have done
This
that.
is just a He wasn't really a milkman. Benny Hill wasn't a milkman.
No. But what I'm saying is, no one thought to say, how about we just film something of yours and then we can just play that, as opposed to making you doing it
They should have done
live.
they should have done a video of him delivering the milk and singing or whatever. You know, a little docu thing.
He apparently did a summer season at the Windmill Theatre in Great Yarmouth. So yeah, then he won the Novello Award for Best Novelty Song of the Year.
Well,
then convicted horrible cretin Rolf Harris recorded a cover version without success, even though that's the version that always pops into my mind first, weirdly.
There's a Rolf Harris version, of course, I forgot.
Then he had a comeback in 1994 when it was featured as part of a television commercial for Ovaltine, which is that multi-bedtime drink that
You
Nan's
got
like,
a light, boy.
Ovaltine
Ovaltine
light.
light. That is seared into my brain.
And as if CheapShow itself had come up with this next fact, it was also covered by a punk band in 1981 called Splodgenous Bounds.
Splodge what?
Splodgenous Bounds, all one word.
Splodgenous sounds.
Splodgenous Bounds, but all one word. So Splodgenous Bounds.
Did they have anything else?
No, I mean, I could look into it, but no.
It was like, have you got a light, boy?
Yeah, I bet it was. I
Yeah.
bet it was like a thrashy version of that.
Yeah, it could work.
So the Singing Postman left the music industry in 1970, citing stage fright and having arthritic hands. He later admitted to having an alcohol problem and revealed all his earnings were gone and he was penniless. He spent the last 20 years of his life living quietly in a Salvation Army hostel in Grimsby, where he died from a heart attack in December 2000. And yet in 2010, a Radio 4 documentary called In Search of the Singing Postman was broadcast and written about by presenter DJ Taylor.
Interesting. Now, Paul, there's that Ovaltine.
The frontman for the band that I just talked about is called Max Splodge. Not his real name, obviously.
There's that Ovaltine. For such an obscure thing, it's had quite a reach on popular culture. The other thing that it has been quoted in is David Bowie's early hit.
Yeah.
Well, not even a big hit, The Laughing Gnome.
Yeah, that's in his goblin face.
Which is a novelty record as well, really. The Laughing Gnome talking to him. The Laughing Gnome has a Norwich accent in that record, and he says, how you got a light.
So was it some kind of parlance that was known in Norfolk that he ingratiated into the song? Yeah, cool. Well, there you go. It's probably the same root thing, isn't it?
Yes, not Norfolk, Suffolk, but similar area. Now,
just wait there. Can I just do this to get out of the way and I can put my phone down? That Splodgeness Bounds band, they did do one song. You're going to know it. 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps, please. That was one of theirs.
That was them?
Yeah, that was them. Just to kind of put a bow on that, and John Peel loved them.
So Bowie picks up on it for his record. Also, he picked up for the name of his character Ziggy Stardust from that Stardust Cowboy. Who's an outsider artist, right? So Bowie has this sort of affinity for the outsidery stuff that he sort of
Anthony
incorporates.
Newley, that whole art pop thing.
It's interesting how he incorporates this as well, and he takes things from the mainstream, from outsider sort of stuff. That's what he finds interesting. I just thought I'd make that point.
Yeah, but it's fascinating because it is folk, ultimately. It's still approachable. It's still something that, yes, of course, the BBC could put on a local radio station. It's perfect for that.
Okay, well, I think we've exhausted that, Paul.
Also, there's 4 tracks on this, and the fourth one is called
A Miss from Dis.
And
it's about him trying to get off with a
trying to get off this woman.
Dis.
And they did
Dis
in the past.
is just down the road from Great Yarmouth.
But then at the end, it's weird. He has this whole bit where he goes, some men like fat girls and some like thin. I just like a woman who can cook for me and stitch my clothes.
So, yeah.
And you think,
maybe
it's satire.
Doesn't it also have the cliche from which I think goes back to the blues, where he says, "If you won't do it, your sister. I know your sister will."
He basically does say it's weird to have this really folky thing, but he's talking like Johnny Rotten, where it's like, "Oh, if I can't do you, your sister's always
No, I
around."
think that comes from like Delta blues. I think that's in folk. That trope of like, "I'll go for your sister."
Yeah,
goes back way in folk.
Like Goldie Looking Horn does that song about your sister.
Goldie Looking Horn. You just said.
God. Goldie Looking Chain. Where'd the horn come from? No, you farted. This segment's over.
Goldie Looking Horn.
This is I think because of the cultural importance, I call it a platter. Shut up. You just farted.
That's classic. That was classic, Paul.
Is it a platter or platter?
Golden Looking.
Shut up. I'm done. This segment's over.
Goldie Horn, you twat.
That's why no Goldie Horn. That's it. Platter or splatter?
A platter, Paul.
And that's the end of Cheap Show
Before
for
we
yet
need to know
another
if it was
week.
a platter or splatter for you.
I said platter. You were too busy laughing at my misfortunate use of words.
So good. That was the best in years, man.
Great.
Goldie Looking Horn.
Shut up. I was quite proud of Tinkler Taug.
No, but that wasn't a mistake. It's the fact that you fucked up. Anyway,
Go ahead. 2 things if you want to get involved with us on Cheap Show. We're on all the socials, but basically, long story short, go to our website, thecheapshow.co.uk. Links there to everything you can possibly need to reach out or enjoy Cheap Show content. Videos, episode guides, links to this, links to that, merch, links to our live show in November with Digitizer. It's all there, thecheapshow.co.uk. Also, we'd like to thank our supporters who support us on Patreon. You lovely backers keep us going, and without it, we generally wouldn't have as much fun making these episodes. So thank you to you. And if you want to get involved in that and get access to Patreon exclusive videos and podcasts and magazines from Ivenne and all sorts of wonderful behind-the-scenes goodness, patreon.com/CheapShow. It is as simple as that.
I've seen what you've brought.
Oh, for the next episode. Yeah. We're going to record another episode in a minute because, we're going to LA soon. Well, we're just trying to get a few episodes locked in. So the next one's going to be one of our patented, real-time, barely any edits, start the clock, 60-minute romps. So that's what we're doing next week.
I'm looking forward to it, actually, Paul. But I've ruined the surprise there on that, haven't you? Well, you should have hidden it better. Have you seen?
I wasn't sure if I was going to use it, actually, full stop. It was just there on the off chance.
I'll have a look at that during the episode.
But
anyway,
what is it? Find out next week.
Can I just add, thank you very much, patrons.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And that's really it. Yes, we are on Instagram and Threads and X and whatever the fucking want to call it. Look for Cheap Show. All is well. But honestly, our website's the place to go. Is that it? Is that outstanding? LA soon, baby.
Baby.
We've got to start packing soon, get insurance, get tickets to Disney, and try and nail down those guests. Because if that doesn't happen, I will be cancelling the trip. For you. I'll be going on my own.
You won't be going.
I'll go on my own. I'll bring a sexy lady with me. Sexy lady called Annabelle.
Oh, fuck off, man.
Sexy Annabelle.
I hate it when you try and think of something. I really do. It's always biscuits. Or...
I said Annabelle. It wasn't a Jimmy and it wasn't a biscuits, was it? It was an Annabelle.
You did that joke about if you've been disturbed by anything you heard. You did that earlier today.
Yeah, I know.
That's tired,
And
Paul.
sleep.
Yeah. Oh, don't! I hate it when you say that.
I got you. I got you in the feels. In the Pavlovian response feels. Anything you want to add?
Mussolini, sugary linguine.
The one we did miss that someone pointed out on Twitter was a Polo Pot. And I'm just going to say I did prefer my ultimate
Well,
whiz
that
banger.
was the ultimate, yes. Well
Anyway,
done, Paul. Thanks for listening, everyone.
That's
Love you
it
guys.
for this week. What a lovely show it's been. I think
You don't think much, do you, Paul? You didn't think before you said that, did you?
I was going to say I think one of our best, but actually it's...
Is it one of... You don't know till you get the finesse, the snip, snap, snop,
until
the kitty
snip-
cat cut.
Yeah.
Ooh, finesse it. Ooh.
And then we've heard your feedback.
Hey, Paul, can I say something to you?
Yeah.
Make me sound good, yeah?
Yeah.
Chuffney tray? Chuffney tray? Do you know what you can put in the chuffney tray? Pre-packed poultice, pre-packed poultice, pre-packed poultice. Stuff it in the chuffney tray. That's what I say.
You're just going to suffer. I'm just going to suffer. You make me suffer.
Pre-packed poultice.
And
you
that's
stuff
the end
it
of this
in the
week's
tray.
episode. We've got nothing. This is not a wrap-up. This is just a calamitous end. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, I miss my little miss from this, I miss half sister too. When one sister's missing, boy, the other one will do. But don't you go and tell her this, do you know, friend of mine? I miss my little miss from sister's kisses all the time. I miss my little miss from sister's kisses all the time.